For question 14 in section 2.1, let's take a look at this example from my version. Question 14, we have to find the difference quotient eventually. So I'm going to switch to my document camera. F of x is x over x plus 4. Finding f of a is simple enough. You plug in a for x, so you have a over a plus 4. For the second portion, f of a plus h, you're replacing x with a plus h. So at the bottom you have a plus h plus 4. And then for the last part, where you find the difference quotient, you're taking this expression, and remember you can't cancel any of these due to order of operations, minus f of a, this is f of a, it's a over a plus 4, all divided by h. Now the common denominator for the top is actually these two terms multiplied with each other, because a plus 4 and a plus h plus 4 have presumably nothing in common, because we don't know what a and h represent. They could be any number. So the common denominator is the product of both of those. So this first fraction has a plus h already on top. It needs to be multiplied with a plus 4 so that you get a common denominator, okay, because that's what's lacking in the bottom, minus a times, this fraction has a plus 4, so it needs a plus h plus 4, top and bottom. So I'll put it on the top, and this will give both the fractions a common denominator. So it's a plus h plus 4 times a plus 4, the common denominator. And this whole thing is divided by h. So let's distribute the top. You have a squared plus 4a plus ah plus 4h minus, here when you distribute, carry the negative sign. So you have negative a squared minus ah minus 4 all over the denominator here. Now this big fraction bar can be switched to a multiplication. Think of this h as h over 1, so you change this to a multiplication and flip the h over 1 as 1 over h. Okay. Also, I found that there's a little typo here. When I distribute the a, I forgot to put the negative 4a. So when we do some subtraction here, the a squared and minus a squared cancel out. Ah minus ah is 0. 4a and negative 4a is 0. So you just have a 4h on the top, and then on the bottom you have this common denominator and this 1 over h. So this h cancels out as well because this is all multiplied, and you finally get the difference quotient. Okay, so that's a pretty long drawn out problem, very different from the polynomials that we had seen previously. So let's just go and enter this answer and see what we get. I'm going to pause the recording and resume it after I end it. Alright, so f of a is entered, f of a plus h is entered, and lastly I'm going to enter the difference quotient. You have 4 on the top, and in parentheses I have a plus h plus 4 times a plus 4. And let's give that a check. Just don't know what that was, an accidental negative sign there. And there it is. Hope that helps.